Finish him.
Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's talk Jake Paul, Hasim Rahman Jr. Now, as you all know, they'll be facing each other, and this is actually going to be Jake Paul's first real opponent, if you will. He's 5-0 with 4 knockouts, but his competition has been complete, utter trash, disrespect to the sport of boxing. I'm not even sure how those fights got sanctioned in the first place, but clearly either these guys were, well, obviously they were cherry-picked for Jake Paul. I mean, he fought Tyrone Woodley twice, and clearly in the first fight, Woodley was going easy on him, and then in the second fight, he gets knocked out. And, you know, he dropped his right hand seemingly on purpose to get knocked out. So I think those two fights were fixed, obviously. And then before that, you had, Nate Robinson. Well, Nate Robinson's not a boxer at all. You know, he gets knocked out in amazing fashion. Like, he became a meme overnight. Ben Askren, MMA fighter. So that was his debut fight. He gets knocked out. So clearly Jake Paul is on some funny shit, if you ask me. Now, I was looking at the odds of this fight on FanDuel. Jake Paul is like minus 220. I think Hasim Rahman Jr. is at like minus 188. But here's the thing. They've been talking a lot of trash to each other in the press conferences, and I'm not sure how much I believe Hasim Rahman. Personally, I think he's going to take a dive. I think he's taking a paycheck to get into this fight just to give Jake Paul some notoriety, because that's all people have been doing is criticizing his ability as a fighter because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't fought anybody. Now, Hasim Rahman Jr., do we talk about him all the time? Absolutely not. In fact, he's gonna have to. He has to cut weight to make this fight. He can't come in over 200 pounds, from what I understand. So he's cutting weight. He's gonna be drained a bit for the fight. But I mean, in terms of like actual fight, he's an actual fighter. He's got 12 wins, 6 by knockout, and in his last fight, he actually got knocked out. So, you know, I'm not sure what the angle here is. Hasim Rahman sounds like he wants to completely destroy Jake Paul. Apparently, they had a sparring session in which Hasim Rahman only used one hand against him. And, you know, it was a real heated sparring session. And apparently that's how this all got started. Because, of course, Jake Paul was supposed to fight the Fury cousin or whatever. And, you know, he's probably too doped up to come over here and get a visa to come to the U.S. and fight. So now Jake Paul is fighting an actual fighter. So I'm curious. What do you guys think about this? I'm thinking about putting some money on this fight, but I don't know. The lucrative money is Rahman at plus money, but I don't think he's going to win the fight, fam. Honestly, like I said, I think he's taking money to take a dive, just like Tyrone Woodley. Ultimately, it's money over everything, right? But we'll see. Rahman he's been talking trash. He's been getting at Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't had too much to say in the press conference. He looks shook, but looks can be deceiving. You know, him and his brother, both him and his brother have paid fighters to take dives. Even his brother, I think his brother fought Floyd. Clearly, Floyd walked him through that fight. So I don't trust this fight if you're looking to put any money down. I'd be very careful with what you do, because I think the setup is coming. And so, you know, after Jake Paul fights Hasim Rahman Jr., it's like he will have beaten an actual fighter. Then that criticism kind of goes away, right? But me, I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking, okay, he fought this guy. We don't really talk about him a lot. I haven't been watching boxing a ton, but I know this dude's name never came up at any point when I was super active on YouTube, ever. The last thing I've seen about this guy is he gets knocked out. When did he get knocked out? That was his last fight. Hopefully it was Black History Month. Let's see. Jake Paul, James Morrison. He got knocked out. Okay. Yeah, he got knocked out. James Morrison, 19-0. Coming off a loss. That's, smart. Jake Paul is a smart guy, I think. He wouldn't be this popular if he wasn't smart. If he didn't have a good team around him. Call him a cherry picker. A cherry picker extraordinaire. My final decision is I think Jake Paul wins this fight. I think Jake Paul comes out and puts on a boxing clinic. Yo, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. I don't even care. But, to me, it just doesn't make sense for him to fight a real fighter and take a loss, and then his career is done. He knows what a loss means in boxing. We all know what losses mean in boxing. That means you're about to get clowned. He would be clowned forever. He's going to get that if he gets the Nate Robinson treatment, it's a wrap. If he gets put in a body bag, it's a wrap. He can't take that type of loss right now. I'm telling y'all, man. It's something is fishy with this. So I will watch y'all little monies if you plan on putting some money on Hasim Rahman Jr. It's lucrative. It's plus money. I bet you his knockout over Jake Paul is probably, it might be really, really lucrative to put some ends on that. But, we're going to reassess and we're going to watch the line and see what happens. But let me know what you guys think about Jake Paul. I think he's an asshole. I think Hasim Rahman is about to get a boxing clinic, son. He ain't about to win this fight, Joe. I'm telling you, man. Anyway, Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video. I gotta do some more research on these guys, man. They're entertaining, man. They're entertaining. But drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. Hitman Boxing, I'm out.